Not in time. Coming in to score is Cole Hubka. Moving to third is Tyson Miller. And it's 4-2 Pippins. We'll see if this goes down as an error or a hit. Jones had to field the difficult one, moving to his right. And then the throw was simply too offline for Mason Elrod to have a chance. Believe they're going to go with the hit, which means it's another run batted in for Furahata. The Elks were up 2-0. It's now 4-2. First pitch home to Velasquez, misses low. Nick Velasquez in his first debut had the towering 2-run home run to deep right field. 1-0. Fastball grounded over the head of Elrod and into right field for a base hit. Miller's going to score. Furahata's going all the way to third. It's fielded in the corner by Murphy. His throw goes to the cutoff man. An RBI double. It's 5-2. This game in the blink of an eye in the second inning is falling apart. Bringing up Luis Garcia. Kaiser's pitch, cued foul near the Elks dugout. Once again, apologies for the technical difficulties. We're working through it. Should be better moving forward for the rest of this game. But to put it simply for you Elks fans, you didn't miss much, because it's been Yakima starting to figure it out offensively. 0-1. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Three runs in this frame, and it all started with the leadoff home run by Jay O'Neill. On third is Furahata. On second is Velasquez, who already has 3 RBI. Kaiser's 0-2. This is down and away. As soon as the Elks have gotten an ounce of momentum, things have fallen apart. 2 strikes. Fastball misses low. Garcia singled his first time through. Elks just looking to limit the damage. 2-2 with 2 outs. Slider misses high. Full count. Elks bullpen is dead quiet. This is Trevor Kaiser's inning, despite it not going his way so far. Payoff. Misses high, ball 4. Unbelievable. This entire frame has been hard to believe. And time is now called as Wes Harper is going to go out to the mound and chat with Trevor Kaiser, hoping to buy some time to maybe get a new arm loose in the bullpen. Harper departs, so does the entire infield that rallied on the mound. Ramos represents the 9th batter of this frame. Getting out of hand for Trevor Kaiser. He grounded out his first time through. Kaiser fires. Swung on and missed on a slider that misses down, but he chased it. Oh, 1. Slider misses down and in tight. Obel Ramos yesterday was 1 for 4. Bottom of the second, 5-2 Pippins. The 1-1. Slider, skied to deep right field. Going back on it's Murphy. He's looking up. It's off the wall. 2 runs are in. Coming in to score is Luis Garcia on a late throw. It is 8-2 Pippins, and the game is immediately out of hand. A 3 RBI double for Obel Ramos. A 6 spot in the second. They've bat around, and now it's Derek Almeida. Wow. This game was once 2-0. It's now 8-2. 1-0. Fastball crushed. Deep to right field. A no-doubt home run. Murphy goes back, looks up. It's gone. It's 10-2. It's Jay O'Neill's second home run of the inning. He started off the frame with a shot. And this game is practically over in the second. First pitch swung on and missed by Derek Almeida. Oh, 1. Fastball misses up. I mean, just from a watching baseball perspective, there are not many times that you see the same batter hit 2 home runs in the same frame. 1-1. Fastball lined into right field, another base hit. This is unreal. This is an 8-hit second inning, and Alan Cox is going to get Trevor Kaiser. 10-2 is the score. Cade Finazzo's coming into the game. And an Elks team that has had nothing bounce their way on the road, being 0-7, is having their worst performance of the season tonight. We'll step aside and be back after this on Bend Elks YouTube. Hard to believe what has happened so far tonight in Yakima. 10-2 the score in just the bottom of the second. It's Malachi Boschart in the game, and his first pitch hits Galen Guler. Fastball runs in tight, plunks him on the left hip. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Now Cole Hubka. Boschart's pitch. Slider fouled away. Apologies for misidentifying Cade Finazzo coming in. Instead, it's Boschart. Mind was not exactly in the pitching change after the 8-run second inning we've witnessed. 0-1. Fastball chopped foul. You know, there's been trials and tribulations that the Elks have gone through so far this season. But I think that everybody would mutually agree that this inning has been something we haven't seen. Boschart's 0-2. Slider just outside. It's Almeida on second, Guler on first. For Malachi Boschart, the JUCO transfer committed to St. Mary's College of California. Tall righty can also do some hitting. The 1-2 got him swinging on a slider down and away. And that will end the marathon inning. Eight runs for Yakima. And 8 hits in the second inning. 10-2 the score, to the third. Yakima on top in game 2 of 3 on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Back here in the top of the third inning, Elks trail the Yakima Valley Pippins 10-2. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. Murphy, Ortiz, and Elrod do up. The 0-1. Flared into left field and down for a base hit. Jackson Murphy gets things going in this frame with a bloop single just over the head of Furuhata at third. He's reached twice. An inning that the Elks will hope to forget as quickly as possible. 8 runs, 4 extra base hits, 2 home runs, and both homers came by Jay O'Neill. A unique sight in baseball, seeing somebody pop 2 homers in the same frame. Now it's Jordan Ortiz as the pitch home misses up. Who had to sit forever was the starting pitcher in Jake Cummett. I mean, he's back out there on the mound after a millennium. 1-0. Fastball misses down and in. Jordan Ortiz in his first AB struck out looking. And when you look at this deficit being 10-2 this early, all the Elks can hope is that they can chip away. 2-0. Up and inside, it hit Ortiz. Right off the center of his back, just above the number 17 in gold. And the first 2 runs of this frame have reached for the Elks. You've seen crazier things happen in summer ball. These games that at times lack pitching. They're up and down. They're tumultuous. So Bend just has to challenge themselves. How many runners can you get on base in a row? Now Mason Elrod, who walked his first time. Cummings pitch. Fastball chopped to the third baseman, and Furuhata goes through his legs. Coming into scores Jackson Murphy. It trails down the shallow left field line. Moving up to third's Ortiz, and Elrod moves up to second. It's 10-3. The second error of the night for Daichi Furuhata, and it's a costly one that brings in a run. So 2 runners in scoring position for Isaac Pfeiffer. Was in this spot before. Cumming fires, check swing. He went around on a half-hearted attempt. Inner third fastball got him tied up. Infield, of course, stays back in a 7-run lead. A ball in play would bring in a run. Cumming looks in, the 0-1. Fastball runs down and in tight. Isaac Pfeiffer was a member of the Bend Bucks last year, the Elks' lower affiliate that have been discontinued since. Got a cup of coffee with the Elks and now with them full-time. 1-1. Fastball popped up on the infield. Trailing to shallow left. Almeida's going out. He's coming in now and makes the catch. An unproductive first out of the frame keeps Ortiz and Elrod on the bases. Now bringing up Troy Sanders. Foul back the first pitch he sees to the netting. Ten to 3. Runners on second and third, 1 out in the top of the third inning. Elks already have 1 run in on the Daichi Furuhata error, his second of the night. 0-1, big hack and a miss. Sanders was late. Troy Sanders was a late addition to tonight's lineup as Eddie Alfaro was a late scratch. Sanders started yesterday, picked up a knock in 3 at-bats. 0-2. Fastball called strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. That is the Elks' 3rd looking strikeout tonight. Cumming has 4 in total. Now you need a Will Goodman 2-out hit. Goodman punched out looking his last time. Cumming winds and fires. Fastball. Hit foul and out of play down the right field line. Good crowd on hand tonight in Yakima, and they have been rewarded with a barrage of offense for the Pippins. 0-1. In tight, it hit Goodman on the elbow guard and made a loud popping sound. He's okay. Sounded a lot worse than it was because it got that protective piece. And the second hit by pitch of the inning loads the bases. On Yakima's side, they have handed the Elks these free opportunities because of free passes. In the first inning, there were 3 of them. In this frame, there's been 3 of them. Two being hit by pitches. It's Will Cahill now. Take a fastball that misses up, or Braden Jones, excuse me. Time is now called. Yakima's pitching coach is going to go chat with Cumming, who's starting to lose the strike zone. (10-3) the score. Yakima on top. But the way you think if you're Braden Jones, and yes, the 9-hole bat, but you're one big swing away from changing this game back. Home run here would make it 10-7. The entire infield, including Yakima's pitching coach, will depart. And now Jones will step in. Grounded out to the shortstop Almeida in his first AB. 1-0. Fastball trails away. 2 balls and no strikes. Ortiz at third. Elrod at second. Goodman at first. Pitch misses up. 3-0. So there's nowhere to put Jake Cumming with them loaded. And a 3-ball count. You'd imagine the take sign completely on for Jonesy. Cumming winds and fires. Fastball grooved. It kicks off the glove of Ramos away, but it's called a strike no matter what. So it was right down the heart of the plate. Jones in these spots. Seeking to cash in. 3-1. Fastball also called the strike. Jones just let 2 really good pitches go by. Just 1 run batted in on the summer. Everybody's going to be in motion. 3-2, 2 outs here in the top of the third with them loaded. The pitch. Fastball check swing. Misses up and away. Ball 4. And coming in to score is Jordan Ortiz. An RBI walk makes it 10-4. Good at-bat by Jones, who got into that 2-strike count. Could have gotten too big for the moment, but was still able to hold off on a pitch that was close. Top of the order with Pupo. First pitch misses away. After the 8th spot in the second, these Elks have shown some fight. 2 runs in the third. 1-0. Fastball grounded back up the middle. Ranging over to his left is the shortstop in Almeida. He kicks it. 1 run is in. Rounding third and heading home is Goodman. There's no throw. It's 10-6. All Eli Pupo did was put a ball in play, and it works. Almeida did everything he could to keep the ball in front of him. Ranging to his left. But 2 runs are in, and great base running by Will Goodman by not stopping. Time is now called between Kyle Sisk, and it looks like there's some disagreement between Johnny Kemp and the home plate umpire and Henry DeJesus. Coach Crustangel and Johnny Kemp are chatting back and forth. I'm not sure what it's all about. Now Alan Cox is out of the dugout. There's runners on first and second with 2 outs. That's what we do know in a 10-6 game. And Will Cahill stepping up. How about this fight? Pitch to Cahill. Fastball misses in tight. They started off this frame down 10-2. It is now 10-6. The beauty of baseball. I highlighted it a little bit. Summer ball gets weird. You never know. 1-0 to Cahill. Check swing, called a strike, down and away, and Cahill does not agree. This is the 9th batter of this frame for the Elks. Cahill's 0 for 2. 1-1. Fastball popped up, foul, and out of play beyond home plate. Knew coming into this game that Jake Cumming was going to maybe have some struggles with the free pass. And although just 2 of them have come via walk, the defense also behind Yakima has let them down. Daichi Furuhata with 2 costly errors in big spots. 1-2. Fastball, broken bat, flared to shallow right, but going out is Hubka. And he makes the catch to end the inning. The Elks, though, 4 spot in the third. 10-6 the score. We go to the bottom half. Don't go anywhere. This game might be a high-scoring one tonight, but it's getting good on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Bottom of the third inning here in Yakima. 10-6 the score. Yakima on top. Tyson Miller to start off the frame as Boschart's first pitch misses outside. This game has been the game of crooked numbers. 8 for the Pippins in the 8th. Or 8 for the Pippins in the second. As the 1-0 is flipped into shallow center and down for a base hit past Troy Sanders. The third time that he has reached. And the third time the leadoff batter has gotten on for the Pippins in each frame. But anyway, 8 runs for the Pippins in the second. 4 for the Elks in the third. Now we're in a 10-6 ball game where the Elks are in striking distance. Bringing up Daichi Furuhata. Boschart fires. Fastball all the way to the backstop, over the head of Ortiz. Moving up to second is Miller. I don't know what is going on tonight. It has been funky in all regards. One of the more unique baseball games you'll watch. 1-0. Fastball runs in tight, and it hits him. The second time a Bend Elk has plunked a batter. Their 4th free pass. Bringing up Nick Velasquez, who's already had himself a night, and will take a fastball that's called a strike at the top of the zone. Nick Velasquez homered in the first, a 2-run deep blast to right field, and then had an RBI double in the second. Elks looking to turn 2. Boschart's 0-1. Fastball misses up and away. For a team that is top 5 in the league in runs batted in, that total only increasing after tonight, already bringing in 10 total runs. And a lot of those being via the RBI. 1-1. Slider called a strike. It's 1-2. Strikeout here would do wonders for these Elks. Long look at 2 now, the 1-2. Misses. Down and away for a ball. Single for Miller. And hit by pitch. 2-2. Slider just misses up and away. One the Elks wanted bad to stop the rot in this frame, but now a huge pitch coming up. 3-2 with no outs. Gotta find a way. The payoff. Fastball chopped off the foot of Nick Velasquez. And we'll do it again. It's already been one of the best hitters for Yakima this year, leading in home runs and runs batted in. From Citrus College. 3-2. Miss is down and away, ball 4. The bases are loaded with no outs. The second free pass from Malachi Boschart. Now Luis Garcia's the batter. Garcia's reached twice. Boschart's pitch home is flipped down the right field line, falling just foul to the right of the line. And a break caught, because if that got down, it would have brought in at least 2. Been an up and down outing for Malachi Boschart thus far. From Chico, California, the 6'3", 210-pound junior. Looking for some magic. 0-1. Slider misses away. Was it San Joaquin Delta College? 11 appearances, 17 2/3. 3.57 ERA. 25 Ks to 12 walks. 1-1. Misses just away. Went back to the off speed. And a hitter's count for Luis Garcia. Yesterday was this part of the order that did primary damage for Yakima, and it looks identical tonight. 2-1. Fastball. Skied to shallow right field. Murphy's coming over and coming in. He'll make the catch. Tagging at third is Miller. The throw goes to the cutoff man and Elrod. He can't handle it. Miller comes in to score. Tagging and going from second to third is Furahada. There's runners on the corners with 1 out, and a run comes in, making it 11-6. So you're getting out, but another run crosses. Obel Ramos, the second time Yakima's brought up 9 batters in a frame. First pitch, misses down and away. Looking for a ground ball. 1-0. Fastball popped up. Shallow left field. Going out is Goodman. Coming in is the center fielder in Pupo, and Goodman somehow caught it. He'll now fire to first, looking to double up the runner. He did! Will Goodman, the wizard. What a play. Will Goodman makes a catch over his left shoulder on a shallow pop-up. The squeeze, the throw back to first to double up Nick Velasquez is perfect. But it looks like the run will come in to score because it was a tag play applied. And what they're saying is Daichi Furuhata scored before the tag was applied. And Alan Cox is now coming out to chat with Henry De Jesus to make sure that they get this thing right. As it stands, it's 12-6. And we're going to the fourth. But there's no more dispute, so I'm thinking it's going to stay at 12-6. 2 runs in for Yakima, but a heck of a play from Will Goodman to stop the bleeding. We'll go to the fourth on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Back here for the top of the fourth inning is Jackson Murphy. Offers it the first pitch and chops it foul. 2 runs in the last frame for the Yakima Valley Pippins. And a new pitcher into the ballgame. It's Torin Eggy. Meaning Jake Cummings' night is done. 0-1 slider. Misses away. Torin Eggy from Whitman College, also the home of the Walla Walla Sweets in the West Coast League. From Seattle, Washington. 1-1. Fastball misses down and in. This has been quite a peculiar game so far when you consider everything that's happened. 2 runs for the Pippins in the first, 8 in the second, 2 in the third, and the Elks answered with 6 of their own, but they still are down by half of it as Murphy pops it up to the third baseman and Furuhata, ranging near the bag, and makes the catch. But to restate some thoughts, I mean, you chip into this lead. You feel fine about it, but it's got to be a consistent offensive approach, and what Wes Harper and the rest of this staff is going to be looking for from the pitchers is outs. 12 runs in 3 innings has you on pace for almost 30. Here's Jordan Ortiz. Reached on a hit by pitches last time. Eggy fires a slider that misses down. With Whitman College, Eggy worked in just 4 2/3 innings pitched, a 9.64 ERA, 7 strikeouts to 7 walks. But was just a freshman, a young, tall righty. 1-0. Misses down and away. And so far with Yakima, just 1 appearance, 2 innings pitched, 2 Ks. 12-6 the score here in the top of the fourth with 1 out. The pitch. Fastball called a strike. Bottom of the zone. Both starters got hit around a bit, and now it's the battle of the two offenses. 2-1. Fastball up and in tight, almost hit Ortiz again. He ducks out of the way. Yakima in the lead. 2 for Yakima in the first, 8 in the second, 2 in the third. If you're just now tuning in, they're ahead 12-6, 10 hits to 4 hits in the hit column. 3-1. Miss is down and away, ball 4. So Jordan Ortiz has reached a couple of times on a couple of free passes. And the Elks have themselves a base runner. More fans filing in as the night rolls on. Last night here in Yakima, Scott T. Pippins' birthday. Great mascot for the Yakima Valley Pippins. You could piece it together in your head. Scott T. Pippin. Now Mason Elrod, the pitch. Fastball grounded softly up the third baseline, fielded by Furahada there. Throw to second for 1. Throw back to first. Oh, man, that is bad. Elrod beat it by a step and a half, and base umpire Kyle Sisk calls him out. I cannot believe that. Rarely am I going to openly dispute a base umpire's call, but when you can notice it up here in the press box, man, that is a tough break for Elrod. The inning should still be going. Instead, we're going to the 4th. 12-6, the score, headed to the bottom half. Malachi Boschart stays in the game and will fire in a pitch to Jay O'Neill that's called a strike on the outside corner. This game has been flat out bonkers. 12-6 Yakima. O'Neill's already homered twice. 0-1 check swing, he went around. And I can guarantee you something. He's the first guy in the West Coast League this season to homer twice in the same inning. And maybe the first ever in the West Coast League. That's a stat I want to find out. 0-2 fastball, misses down and away. And truly 2 mammoth shots that scraped the sky as they flew out to deep right field. 1-2. Runs down and in tight on a sweeping breaking ball. Wes Harper will be looking to get some length out of Malachi Bostard. You got to have some pitching save for tomorrow's contest. O'Neill from Federal Way, Washington. 2-strike pitch. Fastball well outside. Ortiz did a good job just keeping it from going to the backstop. Got to come in. Bostard's 3-2, and he walked another. Fourth walk of the night for the Bend Elks, and an Elks team that leads the league in whip. Only adding to that here on Wednesday. Now Derek Almeida will offer it the first pitch and pop it up to the right side of the infield. Trailing to foul territory. Elrod near the fence. He bobbled it. It pops up, hits the net, and it's no catch. It's ruled a foul ball. One that Mason Elrod had in his webbing, but it popped out, hit the net just to the right of the first base dugout. And then even though he recollected it off the net, that automatically, of course, makes it a foul ball. Bostard's pitch is swung on and missed by Almeida at the top of the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. Comes home. Misses up. Almeida from Chaffey College, where he hit .346 with 2 homers and 40 driven in. A lot of faces from different places here on the Pippins this season. 1-2. Slider got him swinging at the top of the zone. Malachi Bostard with his first punch out. Bringing up Garen Guler. Garen. That's the first I've heard of that name. It's quite unique. Coming home is Bostard, and well laid is Guler. When he steps up to the box, this entire crowd says, Guler. Scott T making his rounds. 0-1. Runner on the move. Fastball misses outside. Throw down to second. Not in time. Jay O'Neill swipes 2. And the Pippins have another runner in scoring position. Guler 0 for 1 so far tonight with a hit by pitch. Bostard, 2 looks at 2, now the 1-1. Slider misses down and away. So much horizontal movement on that slider. To think that St. Mary's is adding this to a team that has already proved so much is exciting. 2-1. Swung on and missed, 2-2. Well, late was Garen Guler from right here in Yakima. Goes to Yakima Valley College and staying home for the summer. 2-2. Fastball popped up just beyond home plate. Ortiz is circling under it, and he makes the basket catch for the second out. Just with one hand, though. Looking smooth. There's 2 gone in the 4th. Bringing up Cole Hubka. Runner on second, so O'Neill. Bostard fires. Fastball that's popped up. Did that go into Yakima's broadcast booth? My good buddy Harmon Johnson, who's the broadcaster for the Pippins. I believe it hit off the face-in of their broadcast booth. That was awfully close. I was ready, too. Inside move for Bostard. Throws to second, and now Kyle Sisk is going to call a balk. Alan Cox is going to take a slow walk out to talk to Sisk. It's already been a frustrating series for Alan Cox with Sisk after last night being behind the plate. And Bostard from our angle just made a simple inside move, which is completely legal, and was called for the balk. So now Alan Cox in between home and first base, right on the line, is looking for an explanation. It's a quick chat. Sisk just jogs back out into his spot. And a mere shake of the head for Cox as he walks back to the dugout. Oh, 1. Fastball misses up and away. Cole Hubka, a former Bend Elk, was told by Alan and Johnny on the Elks coaching staff. 1-1. Foul down the right field line. Getting loose is the funky righty Alex Figueroa. Who's worked once. Elks still trail 12-6 in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 outs, runner on third. 1-2. Misses down and away. Hubka's first at-bat singled. Struck out his last time from Wilsonville, Oregon. The 2-2. Outside, goes all the way to the backstop. Fielded by Ortiz off the hop. Coming in to score on the slide is Jay O'Neill, as the flip is too late. And it's 13-6 Pippins. Now that will irritate the Elks coaching staff even more, because that crucial 90 feet from the balk, called by base umpire Kyle Sisk, ends up making a difference. So Hubka now face full count. Elks trail by 7. Payoff. Outside, ball 4. Another walk for Malachi Bostard. And this one to the 9-hole batter. Elks have already walked 5 batters in just the 4th inning. To the top of the order with Tyson Miller now. Bostard just struggling with command so far tonight. Bostard's pitch is a fastball that's called a strike. Snap throw down to first. Elrod was barely ready for it. Back standing is Cole Hubka. Tyson Miller from Long Beach, California goes to Cal State Bakersfield. Just wrapped up his freshman year. 0-1. Skies it to shallow left. Cahill arranging to his right will come in and make the catch to end the frame. Pippins, though, bring in another. And it's on the wild pitch. After Jay O'Neill reaches on the walk, he steals second. He gets to third on the balk. And then he scores on a miscue. We'll go to the 5th. Elks trail by 7 on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Top of the 5th inning here in Yakima. Elks trail 13-6. Isaac Pfeiffer, the batter, will take a strike right down the heart of the plate. New pitcher on the bump for Yakima. 5'11" righty from Las Vegas, California, Sebastian Fry. Third pitcher that Yakima has used so far tonight. The 0-1. Slider misses down and away. Fry so far this summer has worked a couple of times. His last coming against Ridgefield, where he just went a third of an inning and punched out that batter. 1-1. Fastball called a strike at the bottom of the zone. Pfeiffer didn't agree. Overall this summer, 10-1 ERA for Fry. Working strictly out of the stretch. The 1-2. Popped up just beyond home plate and out of play. Isaac Pfeiffer had the big swing at the dish on a 2 RBI double in the first inning. And it couldn't have happened to a better guy that works as hard as them all. The 1-2. Heater misses up. One thing you appreciate about a guy like Isaac Pfeiffer, always has a smile on his face. Same energy regardless of being in the lineup or not. And that's what really makes a good teammate, especially one that's as young as Isaac Pfeiffer is. 2-2. Slider misses high, and a good at-bat here. But the tools are obviously there. You see a catcher as strong as he is, with a ton of tools. Now just looking to piece it together. On Fry's payoff. Fastball sky down the right field line and foul. We'll do it again. 8:15 p.m. local time, and Sebastian Fry in complete sunlight with some shadows setting just beyond him from the light fixtures. Pfeiffer, though, in all darkness. 3-2. Fastball popped up just beyond home plate. Out of play as Ramos gives it a look. Isaac Pfeiffer keeps battling. Although Fry just entered this game, Crust Angel already thinking about his next plan, which is Andre Seffers tossing in the bullpen, the righty from Montana. Pfeiffer looking to reach. Fry's pitch. Fastball grounded on a couple of hops to the shortstop in Almeida, who gets it on the high hop, throws it to first in time, but was not an easy play as he had to stick with a tough hop off the grass. Now bringing up Troy Sanders. Fry fires. Slider that's called a strike. Sanders is 0 for 2. Fry's pitch. Fouled right back. 0-2. Sanders has been as solid as they come when it comes to middle infielders for the Elks, but there was a moment yesterday where you look back on a missed opportunity for Bend. 0-2. Heater just away. Good take by Sanders. The home faithful wanted it. Ground ball to his glove side, touch second. This was in the 7th inning, and his throw to first was just low. It allowed for a frame where Yakima scored 2. 2-strike pitch. Slider got him swinging. Was way out in front. And it's Sebastian Fry's first punch out. 2 gone here in the 5th. 13-6. Yakima on top with nobody on base. Bringing up Will Goodman. The pitch. Fastball misses high. Will Goodman made such an incredible play. just a few frames ago defensively, and now looking to get the bat rolling. 1-0, check swing, called the strike at the bottom of the zone. Ranged over his right shoulder, made a basket catch almost like Willie Mays, and then fired to first to double up the runner in Velasquez. It was brilliant. And all year long, we've just raved about Goody's defense. 1-1, chopped foul off. Looked like home plate umpire Henry de Jesus. And there's been a lot of unlucky nature when it comes to Will Goodman's at-bats. He is knocking on the door of being one of the more productive hitters in this Bend Elks lineup. Entered tonight with a .258 average. Fries 1-2. Slider cold, strike 3 on the outside corner. That will end the inning. Sebastian Fry punches out 2, 1 looking and 1 swinging. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 13-6 Pippins on the Bend Elks YouTube page. (13-6), Yakima on top here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Alex Figueroa, the new pitcher for the Elks, fires in a strike to Daichi Furuhata. Middle of the order due up for the Pippins. 2, 3, and 4 for Furuhata, Velasquez, and Garcia. Sidewinding righty comes home on the 0-1 as it's chopped foul. Thanks for joining us on Bend Elks YouTube. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. And if you're watching us on the YouTube, make sure to subscribe. We're back home this weekend playing the Kelowna Falcons. Our stream has been so improved this year thanks to our great producer, Pierce Gordon. 0-2. Slider, got him swinging. Figueroa on 3 pitches gets Daichi Furuhata. 1 gone in the 5th. On that filthy slider. Bringing up Nick Velasquez. But yes, subscribe. A lot of great content on the way. We're now over 1,000 subscribers as the first pitch is bunted foul by Velasquez. And those subscribers allow us to do a lot of cool things. So we appreciate all the love and support, all the kind words. Pierce also a Sun Devil just like me. So happy to bring That ASU culture here to Bend. 0-1, lined right back up the middle and through for a base hit. Nick Velasquez is having himself a night. 3 hits, and he is now a triple away from the cycle. A home run in the first, a double in the second. He walked in the third, and now a single in the fifth. So if he were to get a triple, it really would be the ultimate cycle because you'd add in that base on balls. Figueroa now working to Luis Garcia. Side arming pitch is fouled right back. Alex Figueroa last summer was also in the West Coast League and pitched for Walla Walla. A lot of work too, 32 innings pitched and a 3.09 ERA. He was really good. 24 Ks to just 18 walks. 0-1 with 1 out. Big looping slider misses up and away. And for those that haven't watched Alex Figueroa pitch, think of it as the lowest 3/4 release you can think of. Not as extreme as a Tyler Rogers in the MLB, but still a funky sidewinder as the 1-1 is fouled away. I even think of an Adam Simber, longtime MLB relief pitcher, maybe a Steve Cishek, who comes from that same arm slot. And it's extremely effective, too, especially when you don't throw high velocity in today's game. Throw over to check on Velasquez, who's back standing. But Figueroa feels like that sort of reliever for the Elks that, with all the change, they might look to lean on more. His 1-2. Slider just outside. Maybe by a hair. It looked like it might have been there, but no dispute from the Bend Elks dugout. Wind's starting to swirl again tonight here in Yakima. 2-2. Slider cold. Strike 3 on the outside corner. That time Figueroa painted the black. And his second K of the inning. Here's Obel Ramos. Bullpen quiet, but some dudes stretching. Figueroa comes home. Fastball pops out of the glove of Ortiz, and Velasquez is going to take second. It was just one that Obel Ramos swung through, but it popped in and out of the glove of Ortiz. And far enough away where a good read by Velasquez was enough to move up 90 feet. That's going to go down as a pass ball. RBI spot now for Ramos. Swung on and missed on the 0-1. It's 0-2. Figueroa just looking to escape. 0-2. Chopped foul just above of the Bend Elks dugout. Gets knocked down out of play near Dmitry Sisidko, who's just outside of the dugout. Ramos so far tonight, 1 for 3, but had a crucial 3 RBI double that came in that 8-run second. 0-2. Got him swinging. Figueroa goes back to the sinking action on the fastball with that natural low arm slot, and he strikes out the side. Furuhata, Garcia, and Ramos all down by way of the K. We'll go to the bottom or the top of the 6th. 13-6 Pippins on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Andre Seffers, the new pitcher for the Yakima Valley Pippins, in to face Braden Jones. And the first pitch is a fastball. It's called a strike on the outside corner. 13-6, Yakima on top here in Game 2 of a 3-game set between these two foes. Wind in the 0-1. Big breaking ball called a strike on the outside corner. Quickly 0-2. Seffers a 6.35 ERA and 5 2/3 with the Pips. 0-2. Fastball misses up and away. Jones, Pupo, and Cahill 9-1-2 do up this frame for the Elks. Jones walked his last time with the bases loaded. Picked up an RBI. Seffers fires. Fastball popped up. Shallow left field and foul territory. Giving chases for Ahata, and it's just over his head. Hat fell down. He tried to make a catch over his left shoulder, but could not. Jones lives to see another day. The big inning came in the second, in case you missed it, for Yakima. They had 8 runs. Jones currently in the portal. Washington product. 1-2. Grounded. Softly. Back up the middle. Ranging over there is Almeida, but he gets by him and into shallow center for a leadoff single. Braden Jones has been a refreshing player for these Bend Elks. Plays a really solid brand of defense, always flashing the glove, and then if that bat comes along, it feels good. To the top of the order with Eli Pupo, who's reached in all 3 of his at-bats. Here's the pitch. Squares to bunt. Gets it down. Foul up the third baseline. Jones was getting ready to move from first to second, but will have to scamper back. Had the RBI single when they were loaded in his last at-bat. It was hit softly right back where it came from, but when Almeida dived from shortstop, he stopped it, but then good base running by Goodman to score all the way from second. 0-1. Big swing and a miss on a fastball at the top of the zone. Seffers has struggled with the walks, so 1.76 whip in his limited time with the Pippins. Pupo looking to protect. Long pause. The 0-2. Big curveball, 12-6 action, but it misses high. Eli Pupo from Bushnell University. A spark plug for these Elks, and they need some electricity right now. Seffers is 1-2. Fastball misses away. Sitting here in the 6th, down by 7, you're looking to chip away with a couple of runs each frame in an attempt to claw all the way back. 2-2. Fastball misses low. It gets by the catcher, and Ramos moving up to second is Jones. And there's a runner in scoring position. I'm going to call that a passed ball. Yes, the pitch was low, but one that Ramos should have squeezed and could not. So a full count Eli Pupo. Waiting on deck is Will Cahill, then Jackson Murphy. The bop. And the starting 9. 3-2, changeup misses low, ball 4. Both sides shooting themselves in the foot with the free pass. And there's runners on first and second with no outs. On Yakima's side, they've made 3 errors. They've walked 4. And they've hit 2 batters. Wonder if Will Cahill thinks about bunting. First and second, no outs. Bright red bat from the left side. First pitch, 12-6 curveball. Folds in for a strike. Time is now called between Ramos and the pitcher in Seffers. A weird mound visit as Henry DeJesus joins Ramos out there to chat with the pitcher in the game. No idea what that's about. Will Cahill, a lot of speed from the left side if he were to reach. Redshirted his freshman year at the University of Washington and now in the portal. 0 for 3 tonight. Waggling it from the left side. 0-1. Fastball fouled straight back. And there's been flashes of Will Cahill's brilliance. He has the build, the body, the bat speed, the pure speed to be a potential MLB prospect. 0-2. Grounded sharply foul up the first baseline. Continuing to stay alive as the wind is ripping off of that gray jersey in the left-handed box from left to right. Maybe some help to the pull side with that short porch already in right field. Coming set is Seffers. Peek back at 2, the 0-2. Curveball misses high. Good take by Cahill. In his first start with the Bend Elks, that came back on June the 12th. Had an RBI double and was wheeling around the bases. 1-2. Fastball. Popped up. Shallow left field. Could be trouble. Almeida ranges over. Nobody's there. It falls in. Moving up to third is Braden Jones. Pupo up to second. And they're loaded with no outs. That was just hitting it where they ain't. Cahill might have hit that ball less than 70 miles per hour off the bat. But Derek Almeida was shaded towards second base, holding on the runner and Jones. And on a blooper that was to shallow left field, with Furahada playing in, nobody was there. Now Jackson Murphy, first pitch fouled off of the catcher and Obel Ramos, who's shaken up. Henry DeJesus will give him a moment. We'll walk it all the way out there for Andre Seffers. Arguably the Elks' best chance of the night. Yes, they're down by 7. But you're one swing away from flipping this game on its head. Murphy is 1 for 2 tonight. 13-6 the score. Bases loaded for the Elks, top of the 6th. Elks on the unfortunate side, trailing by 7. Seffers looks into the veteran outfielder. The 0-1. Big curveball called a strike. Corners creeping in Furahata and Velasquez. Stalwart stance from the left side. 0-2. Check swing. Pitch misses low. He did not go. And Ramos is looking at Seffers like maybe was confused about the sign with both palms up before he fires it back. Murphy takes pride in those bat-to-ball skills. Any ball batted in the outfield here could do the trick. 1-2. Fastball skied foul down the left field line and trailing into the parking lot. Murphy stays alive. Just a pure hitter from UC Davis. Second UC Davis Aggie, a part of this team. And a staple of that program. We'll do the 1-2. Fastball called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. 1 out. Murphy doesn't agree, but man, the frustrations go on. This is quite the stat tonight. Let's count. 5 of the Elks strikeouts tonight, 5 of their 7 have been looking. If you were to ask Alan Cox, he'd probably call that unacceptable, especially in a spot like this with the being loaded and no outs. You got to put a ball in play. So it turns to Jordan Ortiz. Seffers fires. Fastball in. Tied it. Hit him. An RBI hit by pitch. As Braden Jones comes in to score, Jordan Ortiz heads down to first. It's 13-7. This game has been bonkers. Everything about it. 20 combined runs in the 6th inning, but they've come in such an unconventional fashion. So they stay loaded for Mason Elrod. No mound visit and just minimal movement in the Yakima bullpen. The pitch. Fastball crushed deep into right center field. Giving chases O'Neill. He's still going after it. Coming over and right is Garcia, sliding to make the catch. Tagging and scoring is Pupo. Cahill tags from second to third. They throw to check on him if he tagged. Oh my goodness. They said he did not. They throw it back to second. They said that Cahill didn't tag, and Kyle Sisk calls him out. In a night that's been about Kyle Sisk, from start to finish, continues to be about Kyle Sisk. And I cannot believe what we've witnessed. And they throw out Alan Cox. This tonight has been an absolute disgrace from the West Coast League umpires. Kyle Sisk is face-to-face with Alan Cox, and tonight has been about him. There is no reason that Alan Cox should have been thrown out of this game when Will Cahill clearly tagged from second to third. Now he's face-to-face with Henry DeJesus. There's got to be a change. There's got to be a change in the fundamentals of the way these umpires go about their business, because time and time again the Bend Elks this season have been on the wrong end of it. And Kyle Sisk is standing with his hands on his hips, yearning for attention at second base. DeJesus is going to walk Alan Cox out. Now Johnny Kemp is face-to-face with DeJesus. You got to be better. You've got to be better, because the fundamental of being an umpire is calling the game, and when you do a good job, usually people don't notice you. They're noticing Kyle Sisk tonight. Johnny Kemp still chatting with DeJesus. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. I'll be frank, unacceptable. We'll step aside and be back after this on Bend Elks YouTube. All right, let's get back to the game. Bottom of the 6th inning, 13-8 now the score. The Elks scored 2 in the 6th. Alan Cox was thrown out of this game for the first time this season. The new pitcher in the ballgame's Jackson Ashley, working to the lefty bat, and Jay O'Neill square around a bunt, pull it back, and take high. Will Cahill tagged at second to go to third on the flyout by Mason Elrod as the 1-1 fastball is called a strike. Coming over to catch it was Garcia. His throw went into third. And then they threw back to second to check if Will Cahill left early. Kyle Sisk said he did. 1-2. Slider misses away. What makes it most frustrating is just describing it as how I saw it. Kyle Sisk, as that throw came into third, almost was looking at that play, daring Yakima to throw it to second as the 2-2 misses in tight. And what I mean by that is he had that look in his eyes that felt like, I'm going to change this game, because why not? Regardless of if Will Cahill left or not, too early or not. In no world should have Alan Cox been thrown out of that game. 3-2. Fastball grounded on a couple of hops to Jones. Takes a tough hop off of the infield grass. Goes under his glove. It's a single. An incredible night for Jay O'Neill. 3 hits now. But the West Coast League has an umpire problem. And unfortunately, tonight it was Kyle Sisk at the forefront of it. Alan Cox was having a chat about a call that didn't go the Elks' way. Ashley fires in a pitch that's just up, and I'll be honest, it looked like Kyle Sisk was looking for a problem. The 0-1. Fastball fouled right back. This job is easy to make it big because you're really at the center of attention if you want to be. But man, frustrating. 0-2. Slider, check swing. Said he did not go. Oh, he did. They appeal down to Kyle Sisk, and Sisk says yes. And an ironic eruption of cheers from the entire Bend Elks dugout, saying, thank you, Kyle Sisk. This time we're on your side. Felt like Kyle Sisk was wanting to throw somebody out tonight with how he went about his emotions during that moment, like it was almost scripted. Now Galen Guler, I'll stop talking about it now as the strike is thrown, but that was frankly ridiculous. The whole situation. 0-1. Fastball fouled right back. Guler 0 for 2, reached on a hit by pitch. And on the positives, the Elks are now only down by 5. But that inning could have been more if Cahill supposedly didn't leave early. Ashley's 0-2. Runner on the move. Misses outside. Throw down to second. It's a good one. Not in time. Just sliding in safely as Jay O'Neill on the stolen base. Jackson Ashley, such a crafty lefty, committed to Gonzaga. Just wrapped up high school. 1-2, got him, swinging. Completely broke down the swing of Garland Guler, or Garen Guler. Back-to-back strikeouts. Now the 9-hole bat and Cole Hubka. Runner on second is Jay O'Neill. This 13-8 game. Ashley inside move to check on the runner. Nothing doing. The pitch, runner on the move, fastball misses in tight, throw down to third. Got him! A perfect throw from Jordan Ortiz. And Jay O'Neill got greedy trying to swipe third after already being in scoring position. All right. Top 7 coming up. Elks now only down by 5. Do not go anywhere. Fun comeback. Maybe mountain on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Top of the 7th inning. First pitch misses low. 13-8 the score. Isaac Pfeiffer, the batter for the Elks, against the pitcher Andre Seffers, who rolls along. Fastball misses down and away, and slipping on the pitch is Andre Seffers. 2 balls and no strikes. In a lot of these games where it's almost felt lifeless for the Elks getting into the later stages of the game, maybe all it took was an Alan Cox ejection to get the juice flowing. 2-0. Fouled right back. And now, to back their manager, every single Bend Elk is on the top step of their dugout, looking for some energy. 2-1 to Fife. Curveball misses high. And here in game number 16, this is the loudest I think the Bend Elks dugout has been. 3-1. Swung on and missed. A big hack from Fife. Had the 2 RBI double in the first inning. Wind in the 3-2. Fastball hit well, deep down the left field line, hooking and foul. Pfeiffer, Sanders, and Goodman. Look in from Seffers. His 3-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner and a perfect bender for the first out. Another looking strike 3. The Bend Elks have struck out looking 6 times tonight. That is unheard of. Here's Troy Sanders. First pitch curveball, called a strike on the outside corner. Slow step, 0-1, curveball misses high. 1-1, 1 out, nobody on base. Wind and the pitch. Curveball misses down and away. Sanders grounds it on a couple of hops to the shortstop in Almeida, who kicks it, and Sanders will reach. That is going to go down as the 4th error of the night for Derek Almeida, or for the Yakima Valley Pippins, apologies, but Almeida picks up that error. Now Will Goodman. Fastball fouled away. Ball bounces one way, and now the Elks just hoping for maybe a string of momentum to piece together a couple of consecutive base runners. 0-1. Curveball misses high. Snap throw down to first is high, but it's caught by Velasquez to prevent it from going into right field. Goodman from Bend, Oregon, attends Pepperdine University. All the tools. 1-1. Fastball misses high. One big swing of the bat as the Elks trailed by 5 could change the game, and they're already gaining some more momentum. 2-1. Curveball bends just in tight. And how about a rally to back your coach? That would do so much. It's gotten the boys motivated, that's for sure. Can sit on one pitch in one spot. Goodman's 3-1. Fastball called a strike. Goodman thought it was ball 4 on the outside corner, but he'll have to walk back and do it again. Could be a count where Troy Sanders thinks about taking off, but still down by 5, just looking to go station to station. Three-two. This is high, ball 4. Down to first goes Will Goodman. Down to second goes Troy Sanders. Couple of ducks on the pond for the Bend Elks. Everybody now is scampering towards the right side of the stadium as we take a mound visit. A lot of sirens going off. Hope everybody's okay. And just right by us on this same road. Seffer's getting a chat. Batters will be Braden Jones, and then after him, Eli Pupo if we get there. Will Cahill after him. All right, they depart, and Braden Jones will hit. Fastball misses up, and 2 runners will move up, both Sanders and Goodman, on a pitch that nicked off the glove. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Braden Jones, just like that. One 0. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner. You really hope everybody's okay. There's been multiple police cars doing loops around the stadium. Infield stays back. 1-1. Curveball folds outside. Hitters count, though, to Jones. The 2-1. Fastball swung on and missed. It's 2-2. Jones yesterday in the 7th inning was up with 2 outs and 2 runners on second and third. Was not able to come through. A chance in the 7th, the night later, to avenge himself. 2-2. Fastball grounded softly to the second baseman, and Hubka, who ranges to his right, fields, throws to first in time, but coming in to score on the play is Troy Sanders, and it's 13-9. The second run batted in of the night for Braden Jones, his 3rd of the summer. To the top, it's Eli Pupo. First pitch, he offers out a fastball, grounded softly. More action for Cole Hubka, who fields, flips to first, and that will end the frame. From everything that has happened in this game, I kid you not, it has been so unique. Wednesday, June 17th, I won't forget. From the 8-run second inning for Yakima to Alan Cox being ejected on Will Cahill leaving early to a police chase outside the stadium. Oh, my goodness. Stretch time here at the Orchard. Elks trail by 4 on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Don't go anywhere. Come back. Mounting. Bottom of the 7th inning. Pippins on top 13-9. Elks, though, 2 runs in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. First pitch home is a fastball that misses away. Diego Lovesey, the new pitcher for the Elks, facing 9-1-2 in the Pippins lineup. 1-0. Grounded, softly foul up the third baseline, and Jones fields it there. This game has been nuts. The 8-run second frame, the Elks mounting a comeback, Alan Cox being ejected. So much has gone into where we stand now, and a lot to unpack still. 1-1, big swing and a miss. Diego Lovesey, 6'3", 205-pound righty. Just one inning, has a 9 ERA. 1-2, got him swinging on a half-hearted check swing. Hubka went around. Make that 3 straight strikeouts for the Elks going back to last inning. And 6 of the last 8 Yakima batters have punched out. Good sign by Diego Lovesey, getting back in the zone. Tyson Miller squared a bunt and foul it up the third baseline, 0-1. "13 runs for the Pippins, 9 for the Elks, 12 for the Pippins, 6 hits for Bend, 4 errors for Yakima, and 1 for the Elks. 0-1. Heater called a strike on the outside corner. Lovesey's filling it up. Oh, 2. Curveball misses away. Lovesey from Glendale Community College. Desert Dog out there. 32 1/3 he pitched. 6.4 ERA, 1.67 whip. So limiting the base runners for him is crucial. 1-2. Curveball. Got him looking on the outside corner. Another K. 4 straight of them for this Elk staff, and this one looking. Despite the statistical inconsistencies when it's come to the Bend Elks overall, the one thing they've done is punch out a lot of batters. Daichi Furuhata will hit, and a fastball runs in tight. It almost hit him. He just jumped out of the way. Lovesey looks in. The wind in 1-0. Fastball misses away. When looking at the Elks pitching, the whip has obviously plagued them, but the stat I look at is K per 9 innings, where the Elks are 6th in the entire West Coast League. So when you take their average amount of Ks per inning and quantify that over 9, 2-0 misses in tight. The Elks strike out a whole lot of batters. Daichi Furuhata already has an RBI single. Next at bat reached on a hit by pitch. 3-0. Outside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk for Diego Lovesey. Bringing up Nick Velasquez, who's already had a good night. A triple would give him the cycle. First pitch fastball misses up and away. He homered in the first, he doubled in the second, and he singled his last time. It'd be the ultimate cycle because he also walked. But the hardest one left. 1-0, called the strike on the outside corner. Already been a couple of cycles this week. Pete Crow Armstrong of the Chicago Cubs had himself a cycle a couple of days ago. 1-1, fastball called a strike. And also, Adrian Rodriguez of the Texas Longhorns had a cycle in the same day as PCA. Lovesey's 1-2. Got him swinging, though. So Velasquez can't think about the cycle as Diego Lovesey strikes out the side. We are through 7. Elks trail by 4. A long way to go here at the Orchard in Game 2. We'll be back after this on the Bend Elks YouTube page. looking for one final push. Top of the 8th inning. Elks trail 13-9 to the Pippins. Gus Musial, the new pitcher, will fire in a strike to Will Cahill on the outside corner. Cahill, Murphy, and Jordan Ortiz. 2, 3, and 4 due up this inning against the 6'1 righty out of Bozeman, Montana. 0-1. Fastball, sky down the left field line, trailing over is Miller, working there, and it's foul as he goes crashing into the net that is used as a backstop in the bullpen, but fortunately is not injured. That was a scary place to sprint over. Cahill was on the move with all of his speed and will have to take a slow walk back to the dugout, or to the batter's box. Getting loose in the bullpen is Jared Robles. We'll see him next in the 9th inning, or the bottom of the 8th. Cahill singled his last time and then was amidst the chaos on the bases. 0-2. Fastball misses away. When I first heard Gus Musial, I wondered, is he related to Stan? I asked Harmon, the Yakima broadcaster, and he's not sure. It's not a common last name, though, that's for sure. 1-2, misses up and away. It's not a Smith or a Johnson. Musial only belongs to a select few. 2-2 to Cahill. Misses up and away, full count. 13-9 Pippins, top of the 8th. No outs, but if you can get Will Cahill on, that gets the wheels churning. Payoff. Fouled away. Cahill stays alive. When he reached on the single his last time through, got up to second ultimately, then he tagged there, went to third. They said he left early. That's what caused Kyle Sisk to ultimately eject Alan Cox. 3-2 fastball, misses up and away, ball 4. Leadoff walk to Will Cahill. Puts the Elks in business here. Now stepping in is Jackson Murphy. Punched out looking in the 6th. The prime opportunity for the Elks to add on. First pitch to Murph is fouled away off the post just to the left of home plate. Oh, 1. Fastball popped up, foul territory, trailing down the left field line and out of play. Murphy has 1 hit and 4 at-bats. He's also walked tonight. New addition to this Bend Elks group as a veteran outfielder and a guy that's been in spots like this before. Musial fires. Fastball called, strike 3 on the outside corner. And Jackson Murphy can't believe it again. He asked Henry DeJesus, where is that? Feels like he got the bat taken out of his hands. There's 1 gone. Now Jordan Ortiz. Been hit a couple of times. The last time it came on an RBI. And now Henry DeJesus is barking at the Elks bench, and he might have just ejected somebody. I honestly just cannot believe what's happening tonight as far as the disagreement and the dispute with this umpire crew and the Bend Elks. And now Henry DeJesus is yelling at Johnny Kemp, who's coming in at third. Man, oh man. You don't want this to take away from as good of a game as we've watched tonight, and it feels like it has. I'm not sure if Murphy was ejected, but I saw DeJesus writing something on his scorecard. Now Jordan Ortiz will take a strike at the bottom of the zone. Ortiz has reached 3 times, and somehow they've all been via free pass. 2 hit by pitches and a walk for the catcher from LMU. Musial comes set and comes home on a heater, then misses. No appearances so far this summer for Musial. Ortiz with endless power for a catcher. Looking to run into one. 1-1. Fastball. Popped up. Right side of the infield. Going back is Velasquez. In foul territory. He'll reach up and make the catch for the second out. Now the Elks need a 2-out hit from Mason Elrod. They've been in these spots before where they get close late, but they can't fully mount a comeback. And what's been preventing that has been that timely hit, just one time. Big swing that changes the script. First pitch to Elrod is called a strike at the top of the zone. He can't believe it either and asks De Jesus where is it, says it's at the top, and we'll roll on. Mason Elrod's reached on a walk and an error. 0-1. Fastball popped up, shallow right field, falling fast. Garcia's coming in. He can't see it and he drops it. Cahill just moves up to second. As the 5th error of the night for the Yakima Valley Pippins. Keeps the 8th inning going. Off the crack of the bat, it looked like Garcia was having trouble with seeing it. And then he ultimately did. This tough dusk time of the night, which is problematic as we've seen before on Elks road games. Musial's pitch now to Pfeiffer is called a strike on the outside corner. 13-9 Pippins, top of the 8th for the Elks. 2 outs, runners on first and second for Isaac Pfeiffer. Cahill on second, Elrod on first, who just reached on the error. 0-1 goes to the breaking ball, and it's called a strike on the outside corner. Harry Wilton, or John Witt, getting loose for the Pippins in their bullpen. 0-2 fastball, misses down and away. Witt, who we saw last night, close out the Bend Elks and pick up his 3rd save of the summer. He's been Coach Crust Angel's trusty reliever in the back end. 1-2, breaking ball, called strike 3. And that will end the inning. You don't have a stat for it, but I can't remember the last time I've seen 8 looking strike 3s in a game for a single team. Frustrating for the Elks, just not able to pull the trigger on some of these swings. To the bottom of the 8th inning. 13-9 Pippins on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Bottom of the 8th inning. Pippins on top of the Elks, 13-9. New pitcher in is Jared Robles for Bend. And he'll fire in the first pitch. The miss is down and away, skips to the backstop to Luis Garcia. Elks were not able to push across a run in the 8th inning, so now it's going to rely on a late comeback to win this game. Robles works on the 1-0. Fastball, grounded, back up the middle, fielded by Goodman, twirling it short, throw to first in time. Will Goodman, are you kidding me? He makes it look routine. A ball that should have been a base hit for the majority of shortstops anywhere was fielded on the 360 and a perfect strike to first. Now the pitch to Obel Ramos, grounded on one hop to Braden Jones, who fields it, throws to first. For the second out, Jared Robles working ultra efficient so far. Bringing up Jay O'Neill. Blasted 2 homers tonight. Robles delivers, and O'Neill's way late on a fastball. Jared Robles entering this out in a whip over 2, an ERA over 7, but we know that's just been ballooned by a couple of bad outings. He is one of the filthiest relievers on this Elks team. 1-1 is popped up and foul out of play. John Witt was getting loose for Yakima down in their bullpen. Getting set to potentially throw the 9th inning, but who knows now? Not thrown anymore. 0-2. Fastball check. Swing did not go, and it misses up and away for a ball. Robles is 1-2. Changeup called, strike 3 on the outside corner, and Robles struts off the mound feeling himself. A perfect pitch, an efficient inning, and the Elks roll on to the 9th with some juice. They need 4 to keep this thing going on the Bend Elks YouTube page. John Witt in the ball game for the Yakima Valley Pippins, looking to slam the door. Pippins lead by 4 here in the 9th. Witt works home to Troy Sanders, who takes a fastball down and away. Thanks so much for joining us on this Wednesday night from Yakima. Elks looking to stop the losing streak. 1-0 fastball, called a strike. Been an up and down game. That's truly been a roller coaster. John Witt worked a night ago, picking up save number 3 in the Pippins 5-2 win. Not a safe spot here, though, up 4. 1-1. Skied to medium center field, but O'Neill has a beat on it. He'll go back, reach up, and make the catch. 1 out. Jay O'Neill having himself a game. A couple of home runs. And then makes a nice play in center field. Bringing up Will Goodman. Chop a ball foul off his foot. John Witt so far this season. 5.87 ERA entering tonight. And 7 2/3 make it 8 even now after that out. Goodman's 0 for 2. Fouls away the 0-1. Stays alive. In the bottom half of the 8th inning, Will Goodman made just about as good of a play you'll see a shortstop make. And that's after earlier making a Willie Mays-esque catch over his shoulder and firing one to first. 0-2. Fastball grounded off the glove of Witt. It sits at the mound, and Goodman's going to reach base safely at first. That was so peculiar. You rarely see anything of the like. It was a ground ball up the middle, hit off the glove of Witt, and then it just sat right on the mound as Witt was looking for where the ball was. It sat on the crevice of where his right foot sits as the push-off leg and didn't go anywhere. It sat long enough for Goodman to reach base safely at first. Now Braden Jones, the 9-hole bat. Long time watching baseball. I don't think I've ever seen that. Jones with the pair of runs batted in tonight and a single. 1-0. Heater misses up and away. With the top of the order on deck, all Jones has to do is keep the line moving. Elks bullpen is quiet, so likely if we were to go to another frame, Jared Robles would be the pitcher still, as the 2-0 fastball trails away. It's 3-0. These Yakima home fans looking to rally around the squad, but the Elks are rallying in the 9th. You got to put on the caps backwards. 3-0. Fastball misses up and away. Ball 4. So there's runners on first and second now with 1 out. And the top of the order is coming up, and Eli Pupo. There's another arm getting loose for Yakima in their bullpen. And I'll be honest, I'm quite confused because he's also number 11. John Witt's number 11, and the dude warming up in the bullpen's number 11. Fastball to Pupo misses outside. That feels incorrect. We'll see if that brings up any controversy. Just to confirm, I'm going to look back at the scorecard because that just feels wrong. Pupo's had a good night in the leadoff spot. The 1-0. Fastball misses up and away, and Witt can't find it. More pardon me. Correction here. This is Gus Mutual still pitching. That's apologies on my part. Not sure why I saw number 11 initially, so I take full responsibility. This is still Gus Mutual rolling over from the next inning. Poor assumption assuming that John Witt was coming into this game. So Mutual's runners, Goodman on second, Jones on first, and now the pitching coach is chatting with him on the rubber with John Witt warming up. So it seems like Crust Angel just wants to go to Witt if it's a save opportunity. Gorgeous sunset in the distance. Elks looking to ride that road to the promised land. And a 2-0 count with Musial still going. Peek back at 2 in the pitch. Fastball called to strike on the outside corner. Goodman at second. Jones at first. If Pupo were to reach, the tying run would be represented in the form of Will Cahill. Musial's 2-1. Fastball swung on and missed. Pupo was late. Has reached in 4 of his 5 plate appearances in the leadoff spot. The dynamic outfielder looking for one more. Musial comes home. Fastball line into left field and down for a base hit. Goodman had to freeze on the line. He'll go to third and be held there despite the left fielder and Miller bobbling it. And they're loaded with 1 out. Bringing up Will Cahill as the tying run. A really good piece of hitting from Eli Pupo, who continues to have an outstanding night. That's his 3rd hit. And you just love how baseball's poetic. Will Cahill, who was called out for not tagging up, gets a chance to bat in the 9th. The pitch. Musial miss is outside on a ball. And that Bend Elks dugout is as lively as ever. Cahill in a pivotal spot. Back in the 7th frame, did not tag up and was called out. 1-0. Fastball misses away, and Gus Musial cannot find it. Getting loose quicker than ever is John Witt. Elks trail 13-9, but they're loaded with 1 out in the 9th. Cahill looking for 1 pitch, 1 spot. Musial's 2-0. Misses low. 3 balls and no strikes. And the plot continues to thicken for these Elks. You wonder if, even in a 4-run game, a guy with Will Cahill's power gets turned loose. The pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk brings in a run. And Coach Crustangel is already out of the bullpen in the dugout to bring in a new pitcher before Goodman can even score. Time is now called, and the Elks will also take an offensive timeout. It's 13-10, and it's a run batted in for Will Cahill. Is this 9th inning, and this game continues to get even more weird. So I do believe, and we kind of get confirmation, we'll keep you here, that Jackson Murphy, based on my assumption in his last at-bat, was thrown out of this game on the looking strike 3. So make that 2 Bend Elks thrown out of this game. And that assumption comes from Cam Beck now grabbing a bat and getting ready to pinch hit. Now maybe the Elks just wanted to go to Beck instead of Murphy in the spot. That is entirely possible. But likely, after that altercation, Murphy wouldn't coincidentally be out of this game. It'd still be lefty batter versus righty pitcher, which in theory would be favorable for Bend. But instead it's Cam Beck. John Witt, his warm-up pitches. He'll be entering and inheriting a situation with the bases loaded and 1 out. Musial couldn't find it after the fly out to Troy Sanders to start the frame. Will Goodman singled. Jones walked. Pupo singled. And Will Cahill reached on an RBI walk. John Witt getting ready to end his warm-up pitches. A long chat as Ramos goes out there to have a discussion with the new arm in. Now the actual John Witt. last night was in the ball game and picked up a save. And I believe, wow, I think if I'm seeing this correctly, Kyle Sisk and Henry DeJesus just came together and ejected a fan. All right, Beck the batter. Bases loaded. 1 out. Witt's pitch. Fastball called a strike at the bottom of the zone. Long pause. The 0-1 to Beck. Fastball misses high. Jones on third. Pupo on second. And Cahill on first. 13-10, the Elks trail. But the go-ahead run in the box, the product of South Jordan, Utah. A new Bend Elk, repping the all-orange and black gear from Oregon State. 1-1. Fastball swung through. Beck was late. And it's 1-2. All 6'2", 240 pounds of Cameron Beck has the power to do damage. Witt picked up a save last night, his third of the year. And now in another safe spot. 1-2. Fastball got him swinging. And Beck was late. There's 2 gone in the ninth. Jordan Ortiz is the last chance for the Elks. Two outs, bases loaded. A moment that you almost script in the backyard. A chance to step up and change the game. His time is now called from base umpire Kyle Sisk. I'm not sure why. And now we're going to play. Nothing called, just time was called before. Steps back on the mound. Witt comes set. Fires to Ortiz. A fastball that swung on and missed. Ortiz was early on the heater. Was trying to jump on it to the nth degree, almost too aggressive. Ortiz has reached 3 times tonight on 3 free passes. Ready in the righty box. Defense playing him straight up. 0-1. Fastball grounded into the 3-4 hole and through for a base hit. 1 run will come in. Being held at third is Pupo, but Braden Jones scores, and it's 13-11. Jordan Ortiz with a C&I base hit. His second run batted in of the night. And it gives Mason Elrod a chance to tie this game with a base hit. 2 runs already in the ninth. They're still loaded. Elks trail by 2 with 2 outs for Mason Elrod. Witt fires. Slider misses away. Good take by Elrod. The most fight the Elks have shown all season long comes after Alan Cox was ejected earlier in this game. And they have been resilient. A game they once trailed 10-2. They're now only down by 2 runs. Witt's 1-0. Fastball grounded into left field and through for a base hit. Pupo's going to score. Cahill's getting the wave around third. A bang-bang play at the plate. The throw from Miller. Not in time. Not in time. It kicked out of the glove of Ramos. And the game is tied at the Orchard. Unbelievable. The entire Bend Elks dugout elated and out. Almost met Will Cahill at home, and pure guts by Johnny Kemp to send Will Cahill. That throw in from Miller was on the money on one hop, and it wasn't handled by Ramos. If he caught it and applied the tag, Cahill's out by a couple of feet. But instead, we're tied at 13. And a pinch hitter in the game now, Marcus Galvin. Witt fires a fastball, called a strike. This is Galvin for Pfeiffer. 13-13. Elks go ahead run on second. Witt's pitch. Fastball grounded softly to Furuhata. It goes over his head. Ortiz gets the sender out third. Miller can't handle it in left. Ortiz falls down, but he still scores. Moving up to third is Elrod, and the Elks have the lead. 14-13. Can you believe it? The Elks have the lead. Oh my goodness, Jordan Ortiz fell in between third and home and somehow still scored. Disaster averted. And now Troy Sanders will bat. First pitch fastball misses up and in tight. This entire inning has perfectly encapsulated the resilience of the Bend Elks after Alan Cox was ejected. 1-1. Fastball hit back up the middle, off the glove of Witt, fielded by the second baseman. Throw to first on one hop, gets away. Elrod scores. Moving up to third is Gowan. The throw there is in time, but Elrod will still score. And the Elks have a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the ninth. What is this game? The Bend Elks, who have been knocked out time and time again on the road, 0-7 away from home, are showing the most fight you could possibly see from a group. 6 runs in the ninth inning after their manager was done. Jared Robles is 3 outs away from the win. A 2-run lead for the Elks headed to the bottom half. I'm going to go take a deep breath. We'll be back in a few on Bend Elks YouTube. In a game where the Bend Elks were down by 4 runs entering the ninth inning, they plate 6 in the top half, and they're 3 outs away. Jared Robles looks into Derek Almeida. The first pitch is grounded sharply to Jones at third. He fields, throws to first, 1 gone. 2 outs away. This game, every bit about it has been impossible to believe. Pinch hitter in for Yakima. It's Malachi Emery Henderson who will take a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Despite Jared Robles' struggles, he's been an outstanding reliever for these Elks. A 1 fastball misses up and away. On deck is Cole Hubka, and maybe the craziest game of the entire West Coast League season. 1-1. Heater misses away. Malachi echoing the orchard, looking to rally behind the new batter. Long look in from Robles. The 2-1 with one out, nobody on. Fastball swung on and missed. 2-2. Just a $154 he's batting in 8 games. 1 homer, 4 runs batted in. Robles is 2-2. Fastball skied to left center field with some slice, tailing away from the center fielder who caught it. He caught it. A Sports Center top 10 bookmarked play. And I believe that's a newly entered center fielder in Keaton Nadeau. Did not get word on any substitution, but what an incredible grab. 2 outs for Cole Hubka. The pitch. Slider misses away. One-0. Fastball swung on and missed. It's 1-1. 2 gone, nobody on base after 6 runs in the top of the 9th. The Elks are 1 out away from their first road win. The pitch. Slider just a hair low to Jesus, doesn't budge. Hubka so far tonight has reached twice. Couple of punch outs too. 2-1. Fastball misses low. 3 balls and 1 strike. And if you're Robles, you have to come in here. Top of the order on deck and Tyson Miller. Do not want to let the 9-hole batter slip away. Comes set and fires. Fastball called a strike. It's 3-2. And the Elks move within 1 strike. Had no business being in this game in this moment, and here we are. Payoff. Grounded to Elrod at first. He fields it there. He'll take it himself. The Elks win! A party at the mound. Bend gets their first road win of the summer. 15-13 the final, and it couldn't have been more dramatic. Oh my goodness. The Elks walk off the mound victorious in a game where they entered the 9th inning trailing by 4. They put up a 6 spot. They flipped the game completely. They show the resilience that we've been looking for all year. And now Alan Cox has emerged, who was ejected from this game and is ready to celebrate with the group. Sometimes all it takes is maybe an ounce of disrespect, an ounce of your coach getting thrown out, and you rally behind it. You show what this team is made of. We've been waiting for it. And this will take the cake as the best win of 2026. 15-13. I don't even know where to start. Elks started off this game with a 2 spot in the first inning. What the Pippins did, they answered with 2 themselves. And then they had 8 in the second. 2 home runs in the same frame by Jay O'Neill. It felt like that put the game away. Or maybe for the old version of the Bend Elks. But this one tonight was different. Resilience, attitude, swagger. All unconventional for the first 15 games of the year. But there was no quit. And as soon as they saw their manager Alan Cox get ejected, it was a different switch flipped. Maybe that's all you need. And then to have it capped off by the brilliant defense. The catch by Keaton Nato in center field. The play by Will Goodman prior. This game had everything. And it showcased the beauty of baseball at its purest form. Even a Wednesday night in Yakima, Washington and the West Coast League can give you the necessary drama. The drama you yearn for when you watch live sports. All tonight. 15-13 your final. For one final time. Aiden O'Neill signing off from up here in the press box. Jubilation for Bend. Chance to win this series tomorrow, but you got to soak this one in because wins like this don't come very often.